Okay, so we shall be talking about this thing today, RNA isolation today. Before going to that, we have already given you some basic notes of transcription, how exactly RNA synthesis takes place in the cell, and many other things in your PDFs. So we shall be learning about today isolation of RNA in the lab, and this will have our discussion regarding COVID-19 also, because we already know COVID-19 is an RNA virus, and for detection of this RNA virus by confirmation you need to isolate the RNA from the patient's body. That means what? Means if the patient is having suffering from the COVID-19 disease, he or she must still have the viral RNA in her body, so we have to isolate that. In order to do the diagnosis of COVID-19, you have to do RNA isolation first. Therefore, I am giving you a little discussion, very introductory and very simple. Within 5-10 minutes we will complete how exactly we do, and for the details we have already given you the PDF, which you have to study very well for your assignments and all other things. Now in the what happens is, RNA isolation in lab generally is done by means of a method called Trizol method. What is the Trizol method? Trizol method is as the name suggests, tri means 3. Okay, so there are 3 components of the system. Okay, and one more thing, some people say that TRI means total RNA isolation, because during this RNA isolation procedure what will happen is all the RNA whichever is present in the body will get isolated. Understood? We already know that there are 3 different RNA types, and there are also 3 different RNA polymerases. RNA polymerase 1, RNA polymerase 2, and RNA polymerase 3. The same time RNAs are also different. One is mRNA, messenger RNA, rRNA, ribosomal RNA, and tRNA, which is transfer RNA. Okay, now this viral DNA, the viral RNA which we are talking about for COVID-19 may have the function or functionality with respect to functionality, they are equivalent to mRNA, but they are not exactly mRNA, because mRNA is a eukaryotic entity. mRNA is found in eukaryotes. A proper mRNA is found in eukaryotes, and since virus is not an entity itself, not a cellular component itself, it cannot have any mRNA, but its behavior and things are something like the mRNAs. It is at least not tRNA, and it is not at least rRNA. That means what? COVID-19 RNA is not tRNA, not rRNA, not even mRNA, but it has some component which behaves like what is called messenger RNA. Now the Trizol method has 3 different components, and among the 3 different components, the main component is phenol. We shall be discussing about those things a little later. Okay. Okay, the other 2 things, one is guanidinium thiosulfate and another is an acid which is present in the Trizol method. Understood? Now, as you have said, that in Trizol reagent there are 3 things: guanidinium thiosulfate, an acid, and phenol. Now, guanidinium thiosulfate is nothing but a chaotropic agent. Now, what exactly is a chaotropic agent means? Chaotropic agent is nothing but an reagent which can destroy or destabilize proteins and all organic things. Understood? For example, urea. Urea is also known as a chaotropic agent. In some cases of SDSS page also you use urea. Not in every, but in some. In some western blotting and northern blotting also, northern blotting and southern blotting also, you use urea composed gels also. In the presence of urea is chaotropic in nature. It will destroy several kinds of bonds, and therefore it will unstabilize the protein as well. Then there is acid which acts to alter the pH, and then phenol which will provide a organic solvent. Now you may ask, sir, why exactly all these 3 things are needed? Okay, now in order to isolate an RNA, where you have to go? RNA is present where? Inside the nucleus. So in order to isolate the RNA from the nucleus, so many things you have to do. First and foremost is what? You have to destroy the cell membrane. If cell wall is there, you have to destroy the cell wall. Then you have to enter into the cytoplasm. From cytoplasm, you have to destroy the nuclear membrane. After nuclear membrane, there will be nucleolus. That nucleus or nuclear material, that also you have to destroy. Then there is DNA, and near to that DNA only RNAs will be there, isn't it? In cytoplasm also RNAs may be there, but the main this thing of RNA will be where? Inside the nucleus. So in order to get the RNA from its source, you need to remove so many layers. Like onion, what happens is, from onion you have to remove so many layers. Likewise, from in order to RNA isolation also you have to do so many layer for layer like separation. For this separation, what you need guanidium thiosulfate chaotropic agent, you need an acid which will alter the pH, and finally you need to have phenol which will provide you an organic solvent in which all the organic part, protein is organic part, membrane is an organic part, all organic part will be what we call solubilized. Understood? One more thing. Now chaotropic agent, why exactly? So there are so many chaotropic agent. Why exactly guanidium thiosulfate is needed? Because guanidium thiosulfate, you should be very careful. Guanidium thiosulfate is such a chaotropic agent. It will also destroy a particular enzyme known as RNase. RNase is what? RNA ASE. RNA लिखने के बाद ASE. Whenever you put ASE means what? It will destroy the same substrate. That means there are some enzyme which is known as RNase, and RNase enzyme destroy RNA. So you are trying to isolate RNA from a cell or from somewhere, and you are adding some reagent, and all on a sudden the RNase which is present in the reagent destroy your RNA. So what will be the result? Your result is 0. So you use a chaotropic agent which will not only destroy the cell membrane, cytoplasm and all other things, it will also destroy whatever RNase is present in the cell. Because in cell also RNase will be present continuously, so many RNase will be formed, some RNase will be destroyed by default. You understood? Now what will happen is, those three things you will add. Now next to that, you will isolate RNA from where? From some tissue. Okay? But our case also we can isolate the RNA from where? From nasal swab of a patient which is suffering from COVID like symptom. This is the nose of the COVID patient. Then you have one nasal swab. Nasal swab is like this. You understood? There is a thread like thing, that is earbud like thing, and you put inside the what do you call nose, and from the nasopharynx, that means internal nose, you isolate some sample. In those sample, this thing may be there, the what do you call the COVID virus may be there. Then you add it to what? The triazole solution. Okay, you add in triazole solution. After adding to triazole solution, you vigorously mix it so that whatever the virus is there comes in the triazole solution. Then in the triazole solution you add chloroform. After adding chloroform, you do a vigorous centrifuge. How much centrifugation, how much time it should be taken, everything is given in your PDF. Now after centrifugation, you will get a tremendous result. You will get 3 different layers. As you can see, in the bottom there is a layer, in the middle there is a layer, and in the top. So what you get is, in the bottom, in the middle and in the top, there are 3 different layers you get after the centrifugation. In the bottom layer, what you get? You get proteins. In the middle layer, what you get? You get DNA. And in the in the top layer, what you get? You get RNA. You have to understand that DNA will remain suspended in the intermediate phase, not in the bottom, not on the top. On the top only RNA will be there. Why on the top RNA will be there? Because your RNA is negatively charged and it is also single stranded. I have given one question, why RNA is fragile? It is because it is single stranded, one thing. And second thing is, it is also small, because DNA is whole genome is DNA. But every time you do not transcribe the whole genome, only those part you require, you produce RNA by transcription. Therefore RNAs are very small as well as very fragile, because this is single stranded. And since it is single stranded, therefore it will come where? In the non-organic phase. That means in the what? In a phase where acid is there, where guanidinium thiosulfate is there. That means in a polar substance. But in DNA what happens? DNA is also negatively charged, but its charge is neutralized, because there are 2 strands. In one strand also negative charge, in another strand also negative charge. Due to that, there are some kind of A, and it will stay inside the middle layer. But in the top layer only you will find what? You will find the RNA which is suspending. After RNA finding, you will go diethyl pyrocarbonate water, you will treat it, then you will go for RT-PCR. Okay, diethyl pyrocarbonate water is a water which will remove whatever the RNase, if any RNase is there, that also it will remove. Then finally you will purify the RNA and go for RNA, what you call RT-PCR, real time PCR, or you can also call reverse transcriptase PCR. Okay, reverse transcriptase PCR, RT-PCR we will discuss a little later. Okay.